Hello, my name is Keith Jones. I'm recording this video from historic Bethabara Park in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Behind me is Bethabara Moravian Church, built in 1788. The Moravian Church was an early entrant into the world of Protestantism and world missions. Dr. Samuel Smith, chairman of the history program at Liberty University, said that the Moravian Church was a Protestant Reformation 100 years before Martin Luther. Indeed, the Moravian movement was started in 1457 by John Hus as the Bohemian Brethren's Church in Kunvald, Bohemia. The Moravians first came to America in 1732 in the new colony of Georgia. The guiding influence of the church at that point was Count Nicholas Zinzendorf. He was an Austrian nobleman whose intense interest in missionary work took the church beyond its European roots. A great account of how the Moravians profoundly influenced foreign missions to all people can be found in the book Rebecca's Revival, which I highly recommend. It tells the story of how the Moravians began the Christian movement among the African slaves in the Caribbean islands. This revival began in the Dutch colony on St. Thomas, which was also in 1732, when two white Moravian missionaries willingly sold themselves into slavery in order to be allowed to minister to the slave population there. In the United States, they are most well known for their early colonies in Pennsylvania in 1741, and in 1753 they came to North Carolina and purchased a large tract they named Wachovia after Zinzendorf's home back in Austria. The first settlement was right here in Bethabara. Then in 1759 they established Bethania nearby and then what is today known as Old Salem. All of these are in modern day Winston-Salem. They bury their dead not by families, but according to classification they call choirs. A choir is a small group of members that are classed by age and by sex. They call their cemeteries God's Acre and allow only flat markers with no outward ostentation. All people are equal in the kingdom of God. God's Acre for this church is on the other side of the park across the creek, straight back in that direction. The Moravians established missions to the Cherokee Nation in Georgia and even followed them out to Oklahoma during the forced removal. They continue their missionary work worldwide and are involved in education. According to Dr. John Hus, the Moravians began educating non-Moravians after the American Revolution, so that also makes them pioneers in education in America. Their institutions include Moravian College in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and they boast the oldest female educational establishment that remains a women's college today, which is Salem College. Salem College is adjacent to Old Salem and is the alma mater of many distinguished graduates, one of which I'm married to. The Moravians are responsible for a number of cultural icons and traditions which are familiar in this part of North Carolina, such as the Moravian Star. That's a multi-pointed star and is a mainstay in this section at Christmas time. Also, there are Moravian cookies, which are very thin and crisp cookies, and they come stacked flat in tube-like tins. The warning now, they're very addictive. Once you have one, you're going to want more. The Moravian Church of today numbers about 750,000 members worldwide. And interestingly enough, the largest concentration of members is in Tanzania. If you get the chance, come visit Old Salem to see a working historic Moravian village. And if you want to have a more primitive view of a reconstructed village, partially reconstructed village, drive across town and check out historic Bethabara Park. Thank you for listening.